everybody, and welcome to another week of Get Booked. Woo! We're gonna start it off like slightly different today, and we're actually gonna show you all of the cool prizes that we've got to offer for completing your bingo with us.
We have a shopping list. Our shopping list tells you everything that we have, but the first thing we have is a Colchester, Connecticut decal sticker that you can put on things.
That looks like the heart is cut over right over where Colchester is.
Interesting how that works.
Oh. And again, we've got our wonderful, that's upside down, hand Sani with the beautiful carabiner. It can clip to whatever you'd like.
We have an insulated lunchbox with Colchester Cragen Library info on it. So this is pretty good size lunch or snack if you're like me and you like to eat a lot of food. Snack size, lunch size. It's perfect.
We've got our jar opener. And you can't really tell from the like with the plastic, but it's a gorgeous green. It's like such a pretty green. Green's my favorite color, in case you didn't know.
And it's the handiest thing in my kitchen. It honestly is.
Oh yeah.
And we have a Cragen Library notebook with pen.
So awesome.
So you can jot down all your books you've read this year, or books you want to read, or grocery lists, or, you know, anything you want.
Personal thoughts as well. Yes.
Best wishes for 2022.
Oh, that's good. That was a good one. So all of those things you can get by completing just one bingo.
So the bingo is the 5 squares
in a row. Yep. Now we also have this beautiful, like, grand-esque prize for completing your entire bingo sheet. So if you did all of the squares on one bingo sheet, you could go home with this wonderful, fancy picnic blanket that rolls up and is decorated with the Cragen logo. It's so comfy and so soft and fleecy. I feel like I should be on like a game show right now. Like, oh, here we are. It's actually like a really nice little Velcro to close. I am not going to open it because it will never look this pretty ever again. But it does have a little pocket here. Super, super awesome. Bring in your bingos or bingo sheets and see what you can get.
Yes. So
what are we going to talk about today, Jennifer?
We're in award winners, and today's square is National Book Award, which is right there. So the National Book Award winners were just announced for this year. Melinda Lowe won the YA one, which was, I'm forgetting the title. It was like The Last Telegraph something, but I heard it was super duper good.
Last Night at the Telegraph Club.
Yep, I was gonna say Telegraph Club, but I was like, that doesn't sound right.
You're close.
Yeah.
And then the winner for adult fiction was Hell of a Book this year by Jason Mott. Should I talk about all the other winners or no?
Sure, go for it.
I don't know. I can say we're not going to talk about any of these winners today. We did not pick any of these winners. The nonfiction winner is All That She Carried, The Journey of Ashley Stack, A Black Family by Tia Alicia Miles. I really hope I said that right. And then the poetry winner is Floaters Poems by Martin Espada. So every year they added, they added translated literature. One more. Winter in Sokcho by Elisa Shua Dusapin. I hope that's right. I'm really sorry. But that one was an added one. They didn't have the translated a few years ago. Cool. Nice. All right. Am I going to go first?
Sure.
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Talk about anything else? Okay. All right. So this one's an older one. So I've got Louise Erdrich's The Roundhouse. And so this won the National Book Award. And so you can tell if it actually won. They all have the gold little circle symbol. It won in 2012, but it was also a Nutmeg nominee. So there's 2 squares in this one for you. It's set in, yeah, right? Ooh. Set in 1988 and narrated by 13-year-old Joe Coutts, I hope, as he attempts to avenge his mother Geraldine after she was brutally raped. So it's like not like a happy subject line. Just disclaimer. His father, a tribal judge, and him take care of her, but Geraldine does not open up about any of the details. Because of this, Joe and his friends decide to take matters into their own hands and investigate themselves. So this one hits a whole lot of different elements. It's like coming of age, the jurisdiction of tribal law versus like federal and state, and violence against Indigenous women. It's a raw and truthful book about important issues and injustice in encircling the Indigenous population. So it's like all of the crazy things that you're seeing on the news. This was written in 2012, and she's talking about it. Really, really good read.
Nice. Mine is a finalist, and it's got the silver finalist. This one is called Never Fall Down. Patricia McCormick. Patricia McCormick is kind of known for these hard-hitting middle grade YA books, and this one is no different. This is about Arn. His life was never the same once soldiers invaded Cambodia and his village. He's torn away from his family. He's sent to work at a labor camp, and he has to make some heart-wrenching choices in order to survive. So that is that one. Again, not really a fun, exciting, happy read, but an important read.
Yeah, and I think that's what the National Book Award like attempts to do, is the important reads. Right? Would you say? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I don't know. Okay, so I have another winner here. This is the winner of last year, Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. It won last year. This one was part of our One Book, One Region for New London County this year, so we did read it for our Craig Book Club. So the main character, Willis, doesn't think of himself as the protagonist in his own life. He's just generic Asian man. Sometimes he gets to be background oriental, making a weird face, or even like disgraced son. Yet every day he leaves his tiny room in a Chinatown SRO, which is single room occupancy, and enters the Golden Palace restaurant where a cop show is filmed. He dreams of eventually becoming Kung Fu Guy, the most respected role that anyone who looks like him can attain. Or is it? So this one's told in like a super different way. It's kind of part script, part like his internal ramble. It's a personal novel about race, pop culture, immigration, assimilation, and escaping the roles that we are forced to play. So it's a little bit different, but I highly, highly recommend it. I think it took me like 100 pages, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. I can continue. It's good. I get it. I understand how the author's writing. Interior Chinatown.
All right, this one is, we've talked about this one before. This is a Carnegie Medal winner, or a Carnegie Medal, actually don't know if it won the Carnegie or not, but it was a winner of the NBA, so that's cool. Although we had the book before it got the fancy sticker, so it doesn't have the sticker. But this is a debut novel. It is written in verse. It is about a girl in Harlem, and she's sort of just coming into her own. Her body has grown in ways that make her very noticeable to the male eye, and she's not 100% okay with that, and her mom is certainly not okay with that. And she doesn't, so the poet X, she doesn't always find the words that she wants to say, except on paper. In her poems, she can express herself, and they're starting to make her feel brave. Brave enough to maybe break her mother's rules, brave enough to maybe do some open mic nights. So it's kind of her story growing up, finding her voice, finding herself. Really good.
All right, so my last one was not a winner, but a finalist. So this is Nemona by Noelle Stevenson. This one was so cool because the author created the character Nimona as part of an assignment for one of their classes in college, which then led to the webcomic about the character. And then eventually it was published as the graphic novel. So Nimona is set in a futuristic yet medieval world. It mixes like mad science and magic. What could be better? We have a great villain, Ballister Blackheart, a former knight. And then we have his nemesis, Sir Ambrosius Golden Loin. I'm gonna let that hang for a second, who is from the Institution of Law Enforcement and Heroics. They were once friends or more, but had a falling out when Ballister lost an arm in a fight with Golden Loin. Nemona, who is our titular character, is an impulsy, like teenage shapeshifter who has like a strong, keen knack for villainry and stuff. So Nemona ends up joining with Ballister with the goal of wreaking havoc. So it's like friendship, nemesis, and an adventure. This one definitely keeps you on your toes. And let's see if I can find some good pages. I love like all of the sword fight, like the clang and the rah and all the noises. Oh, I missed the dragon. But then you've also got like, instead of sword fight, oh, that's like a nebulizing gun or something, right? Like pretty crazy. Mixing of two different things. I like it.
All right, my last one is Hey Kiddo. This is by the author of The Lunch Lady and Jarrett J. Krosoczka. That's probably not how you say it. So this one is an adult graphic novel. It's kind of dark. The coloring is really interesting. There's a lot of dark coloring. You have like the orangey peach that makes it pop. So Jarrett had a hard life. His mom was an addict, was kind of in and out of his life, in and out of rehab. He never knew his father. He lived with his grandparents, who were not always the best. They had a lot of opinions, and he kind of struggled a lot. And then he found art, and art really saved him. And in middle school, he kind of drew to impress his friends, and then he realized that art was his real outlet, and that's how he like could express himself and just kind of put all his feelings there so they weren't bubbling out. So this was a finalist, and it was really good. It was really heart-wrenching at the same time, because you were just like, oh, I just want to wrap that guy up in a hug. This poor kid. But you do know that he made it because he's now this big, successful graphic novelist, and, you know, that part is happy at the end.
Yes, at least there's a happy ending.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, that's it for National Book Award. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see you
next week for another award.
Woo! All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.